Hi, it's Cindy and welcome to Well Christian Women. This is my first video message. So for those of you who don't know me, I was a colleague and a good friend of Kimberly's. And of course, Kimberly was the founder of Well Christian Women. And when I was first asked to be part of Well Christian Women, I was deeply honored, but I was also very nervous. You see, I struggle with being vulnerable, and I knew in order to be an effective contributor to the ministry, it was going to be important for me just to be able to open myself up. And there was a chance that I was going to have to expose some of my weakness. And that was a fearful thought for me. And I've always been a person that has found it difficult to express my deeper emotions. And I think that's the way that I've just been wired to be. But I also find it very hard to admit faults and weaknesses as well. And I think this just comes from being afraid that others may criticize or judge me for it. And I think myself, along with others, sometimes we like to portray that everything is perfect, that we don't have any problems. And I think Christians sometimes can be even worse because there's that higher level of expectation on us. And we want to act like we have it all together and just portray an image of perfection. And we know that's not true at all. And what God has been teaching me this week, that in order to be effective in the ministries that He has called me to, that it's important for me to be true to myself. It's important that I not be afraid to make mistakes. God knows me even better than I know myself, and despite my weaknesses and my imperfections, He loves me just the same. And I think sometimes what He does to us is He pushes us out of our comfort zones, and He stretches us in those areas that we don't think that we're able to do something, but He wants us to learn dependence on Him and just grow closer to Him in and through that. And in those times that He does that, it can be really challenging and it can be really hard. And God has given me a scripture verse in these last couple of weeks that comes from 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9, that says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." And what I'm learning is that in and of myself, I don't have the power or the qualifications or even the ability to be able to do what it is that God has called me to do without His help. And I'm learning that in particular that this week, it's been challenging for me to do this video, and with His grace and strength, that I've been able to just be patient and be encouraged and just persevere through all of this as hard as it has been for me. And I think that when we are weakest, we are actually stronger because when we open ourselves up and allow God just to be used through us, we can even be more effective for ministry. So this verse for me has been a real encouragement this week, and I hope it can be an encouragement to you that whatever God is calling you to, that He will equip you and He will give you the strength in His power, so that His glory will shine through in all that He has called you to do.